Hey everybody, Kiara here, back with another reaction for you guys today. We have Nintendo Treehouse videos to react to. So, for Nintendo Treehouse, they did play. Let's let's actually take a look down the list. They have for Nintendo Treehouse recorded April 3rd and 4th. They have Donkey Kong Bonanza Mario Kart World, Street Fighter 6, Years 1 through 2 Fighters Edition, Bravely Default, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Mario Kart World, Jamboree, the GameCube, The Legend of Zelda games, Dragon Drive, Welcome Tour, Metroid Prime. They played a handful of stuff. April 3rd and 4th to show us the new gameplay mechanics, right? Coming to the Switch 2. But for me, I'm only going to be playing the games that I want to check out. Or I'm going to be reacting to the games that I want to check out. Right? So we're going to take a pass on Street Fighter and Zelda and Metroid and Bravely Default. And we are just going to react to the games that I want to play. So, I think let's hop right into it. We're going to be starting with Welcome Tour. So I guess when I say games that I want to play, it's with the exception of Welcome Tour. The reason I want to react to Welcome Tour is because there is all this buzz all over the internet. You guys know. There's all this buzz all over the internet talking about why is it a paid game? It should not be paid if it introduces you to the Switch. 2. So I want to react for you guys to this Nintendo Treehouse so we could see just why they decided to make it a paid game. All right? All right. So in my opinion, here's my thoughts before the reaction actually. If it's a paid game, it has to have stuff like missions, quests, accomplishments, you know? Or not accomplishments, like achievements. If it has those things, missions and quests, I guess count as the same thing. But if it has quests and or accomplishments, then I could understand why they'd want us to pay $5 for this. But if it doesn't, then yeah, the conclusion will be it should not be a paid game. And yeah, I think everyone is right to complain about that. So let's go ahead and check it out. They only have, I think, one video on this. They did separate the videos. So like there's like 3 different kinds of Donkey Kong ones because they show us all different kinds of things, part of it. So they did separate it, but it looks like they only have one video on Welcome Tour. So let's do it.
Hi again, everyone. This is Nintendo Treehouse Live, Nintendo Switch 2. For those just
And again, you
in,
guys, this was recorded April 3rd
and Sam.
and 4th, both of the Nintendo Treehouses. If you were there live, oh boy, live chat. The live chat in both of those
what's going on
live streams.
All right, let's hop into
oh
it.
boy, the chat.
So we can see we're just kind of dropped
The chat kept
on
spamming.
Enormous
Drop the price. Drop the price. Everyone kept spamming that. That was crazy. I just hopped into the stream for like 10 minutes, and it was the entire chat, which was going crazy. I don't know how Nintendo's gonna deal with this.
Tech expo or something. We got all these friendly people here ready to tell us all about the new hardware.
All right, so what we saw from the trailer with this game is you're playing an avatar that's literally walking on top of the Switch 2.
Every single piece of the entire hardware is labeled with
it's literally walking on top of it. You can see the joystick right there. They're having to look at the SL buttons. The mouse feet makes it easier to slide when using mouse controls. Okay, so we have seen this before. There's like there's a release button, okay, to disconnect the magnets.
And then over here,
there's a lot of signs that you just go to
So it says these sensors check the surface they're on to work out how they're moving. So
That
that's
just
where
tells
all
you
that mouse
how the
technology is
console
located.
There's
operates.
a lot of new stuff to get acquainted with here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got the let's hop over here to this because this is the SL and the SR buttons right here. So those are kind of redesigned. They got a different shape and feel to them compared to the Switch console.
But as Dutch was mentioned, like this feels very much.
So,
like an
I wonder what they're
expo,
gonna show
so
us here.
it's
They're
really
just,
a
like,
great
Talking
piece
through the
of,
signs.
an experience where you can really see.
They're just
learn,
talking through the
explore
signs,
more,
and
especially for somebody that
I really don't
you
see
know,
the
new
point,
piece
like-
of technology or hardware that you're not quite sure or really familiar about. This is a great interactive way for you to experience it, especially like some of these things that we're going to see a little bit.
You
later.
can learn about HD Rumble
You
2
really
here.
Want to have your own personal.
You'll learn about the
experience
kinds
to
of
really get
vibrations
an
it makes, where it's
appreciation of what
located,
you're
how it
gonna
works.
see and feel.
So this is a
And part of
quiz.
that is that here we see one of the components.
It's a table that says
the
quiz.
kiosks here, and that is really like a rare look, kind of behind the curtain about
Okay.
How this system was built, how the hardware is built, and some of the design.
HD
decisions that went
Rumble
into
2.
it.
Yeah.
So this
Take
is
a
good
look
spot to
here.
learn about this. So this one's about the HD Rumble 2 function.
And for those of you at home, pay attention. There might be a pop quiz later. And
All right, so again, we have a little diagram here, a little animation showing us these specific spots on the Joy-Con 2 controller and the Nintendo Switch.
So that's
2
where the
Pro
Rumble
controller.
comes from, I guess.
And this
These are
is
the
where
Rumble 2
the
parts
HD Rumble
for
2
the Nintendo Switch
components
2
are located.
console.
So we
They're
get a
different from
little
the HD
cutaway
Rumble parts for the
diagram here.
Nintendo
You
Switch
can see those
console.
orange rectangles there.
In fact, these parts have
And it
been
tells us that
custom
these are
built from the
custom
ground
built
up.
From the ground up. So this is not the same Rumble hardware that was in the Switch console.
They're housed within both the Joy-Con
So
2
they're
and in
both
order to...
controllers,
Okay.
And they
Okay,
had to
okay.
go,
Stop talking so
with
fast.
Full customization.
it's really interesting to see that diagram too, because where
It's
they
been
are positioned
redesigned
specifically
from
in
the ground
Joy-Con
up.
2 as well
Okay.
as the Pro Controller 2, it's
Cool.
right in the palm
Great.
of your hand. So
That's right.
We'll talk a little bit
It
more
created-
about that too.
And we see
Okay.
that we use magnets and electromagnets
How Rumble
to
works.
shift weight, and that's how the.
This
the
is how Rumble
function is
works, you
created.
guys.
So
This
is an
little
example of
ball
one of the
thing in the
older,
middle moves back and
Rumble
forth, right?
functions in older Nintendo controllers. So you have a little axis there.
A
with
motor
weight
spinning
spinning
a
around
weight.
on it.
Okay.
But here with the HD Rumble 2,
The
it's
weight
not
isn't spinning, instead it's vibrating side to side at very high speed.
So it's like a different system
Okay.
that they're using for the HD
I don't know how
Rumble
Rumble works, you guys.
Linear motion.
Even
Exactly.
reading this, I don't get
This
it.
is the same-
But
same kind of
still,
technology
it's just
that they use
like
to make trains levitate
taking a quiz.
and allow them to move
I
at high
haven't
speed.
seen anything that
So
would
moving it sideways makes it easier
make me feel
to
like it
rumble in
should be
various
paid.
ways, and you can really feel
Haven't
that
seen anything
with,
like that.
The hardware, we'll get into that a little
Rumble is
bit later.
created using magnets
See
and
how that comes
electromagnets.
across. Let's go over here, see a little bit more.
Powerful Rumble. So this is just a quiz about Rumble.
So it has a range of intensity, so it can be weak, like a gentle touch.
How
or
much about Rumble
stronger.
could you really learn about?
And at the maximum strength, the sensation will be much stronger than the HD Rumble on Nintendo Switch, and I can attest. to
Who
that,
wants
having
to
it
learn
in
about
my
Rumble?
hands right now.
Like honestly,
At
whenever
the-
you talk
at the
about
peak, it
Rumble
is a lot more
minigames like in
intense
Mario
than,
Party,
on the Switch.
you
It
just
feels
are
very
like,
satisfying.
okay, I love
It does.
Rumble.
It does. But,
Is
it's not gonna be
is
at that
what
full
I would say,
intensity
because I
the
actually
whole time
kind of
you're playing
like
a game. Just because
Rumble
they'll
minigames and
save
stuff.
that maximum
But
intensity
you know,
for
some
certain
people
moments
don't.
where it makes sense.
But at the same time, you don't question
Between
how a
full strong
controller rumbles.
and
You know,
the
you
maximum
never
power
question
being
that. It's just
So you get
how
that
it
variation,
is.
which is going to be very interesting, especially on
Rumbles
how
in your
different,
hands.
Experiences or games.
The
apply
controllers rumble in
to
your
the
hands.
HD Rumble
Who would've
2
thought?
And how you can get that experience.
And this part is telling us about where they're located. So you can see that orange rectangle down there at the bottom. And they've been designed to transmit the sensation directly, no matter how you're holding them. And I think this is interesting. We get a little like blown out view of the different components of the controller.
So
And they've
that's where the
located
Rumble
it in the spot on that spot
is
on
it-
the back. On that
That's
last
where
piece
the
on
Rumble
right.
is.
And that's because that's the part that has the most contact with your hand while you're holding the system. So you can kind of
It's at the bottom of the controller.
Right down here.
Yeah, it's really thoughtfully designed where like the bulk of your hand contacts the controller.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more things
And
besides
these are the little
Rumble.
design insights that you don't
They've shown
always
us so much
get
stuff
to
about
see
Rumble
with Nintendo products.
in the last
Outside of
5
something like
minutes.
an Ask the Developer article
It hasn't
where
been
you
that
get a
long,
little
but
bit
the
more
last,
of
like, 2
the
minutes.
designer's thinking. There's a lot of that featured in Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome to It.
Yeah.
All right, so let's make our way down here. We're gonna go to this little.
All right, where are we
cube
going?
Over here, cube with a little 01 on it.
This says
Talk to this
01
person.
demo. This
And
isn't
they're gonna
exactly
tell
a
us
game per
this is
se.
a tech demo. So this
You'll
isn't
get to
really
shake
like a
the
mini game per
controllers.
se,
Okay.
but we'll jump in here. This is going to be
So if you go in
about
here,
that
you get
HD
the little
Rumble 2
games
functions.
that we
We're
saw in
gonna
the
see what it's
trailer,
capable
where you get to
of
test
and what it's like.
the controls.
For those of you at home, what you'll see is what we're seeing.
Maracas.
But Dutch here is actually
Okay,
able
so we
to
saw this
feel
one
the
in the
experience
trailer.
of the HD
You were just
Rumble
shaking a
2.
maraca
So again, just to
for no
reinforce
reason.
that,
And then there's a
you really need to get
checklist.
hands-on
Shake the
to really get
beads
the full
20 times,
experience.
change
Yeah, we could try
appearance,
and communicate
shake a rubber
this
ball
like as
20
best we
times,
can, but
gently
really
roll
this
the
is something you
beads,
gotta get
and a
your
question mark one.
All right, so we see we've got our little checklist of things that we can do on the side or on the right side.
Okay,
and
so
if we check off
missions
everything on that list, then we'll get a
is
medal.
checked
That's a little
off
silhouette there.
my mental
And
list.
then we can use that to unlock other parts of the game.
Missions.
So let's hop in.
And it looks like you could get like a
So I've got
golden
my
medal if you
maracas
complete them.
Here.
So,
can kind of shake them around.
okay,
And
that's
right
a step.
now,
Now, achievements.
obviously
Can
you're watching this, you don't
achievements
have
be
any
a
hands,
thing?
but I'll try to describe it for you. So we've got
I want them
kind
to
of like
both
a
be a
light,
thing, or else I'm just going to say this should not be
it
paid.
feels like there's like tiny, like plasticky things inside.
You get to
like
see
kind
what's
a
inside of
dry
the maraca,
feeling, I guess, if that
which
makes
is
You
sense.
can
interesting.
actually feel the beads that we're seeing on screen.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Gently
And then
roll
let's
the
see, so
beads,
we've
shake
got,
the beads
see on
20
the bottom, we can
times.
change
How do
from
you know
beads
how many times you're
to
shaking the
a
beads?
rubber ball.
I
So
guess
we
when it
change that
check
on the left
marks.
one, and like you can feel it bounce around, and I know I know it doesn't make sense to say this.
Shake
but
a rubber
it
ball
feels
20
heavier.
times.
But, like obviously pushing the button doesn't make the controller heavier, but like when I bounce it
So you
side
can
to
switch
side,
to
it
beads
feels
or a rubber
like,
ball by clicking that
the
button.
bouncing is like stiffer.
You can
and, like, maybe a little-
recalibrate.
It feels like bouncy.
Yeah.
Feels
Okay,
like it's
shake a
made of
rubber ball 20 times.
You know, in the right Joy-Con there, you can
And then
feel
shake the
that there
beads
are
20
many
times.
individual
Okay, so
objects
he's
in
checking
there,
off the
all
missions. It
dancing
tells
around, and
you.
you get a sense of the
It
texture
tells
of that,
you
like you were
when
saying, it
you
feels
complete the
hard,
mission.
right?
And then
Whereas
change
in the left
appearance.
Joy-Con, you
What
can
does that
feel
mean?
that it's made of rubber. It's got a
And I guess
bounce
there's just a
to it.
mystery one. You have to figure out what it
And
is.
then, let's see, I'll
Shake
change
them both
back
at the
to
same
this,
time,
and then
maybe?
the last thing on our list is to change the appearance.
Oh, shake the maraca 100 times.
Like a very,
Feel a little-
very festive here. Nice.
Okay, so after you
Getting
complete
our
all
own
4,
things.
you get the
Yeah.
5th one unlocked.
So we got our medal. We finished everything on our checklist. So let's go ahead and hop out here.
Okay, so we got a gold medal.
And let's go over here. Oh, okay, so we see. I can just open that back up again, so we can take a look. We got.
There's like a bridge
kid
that
here
leads
wants
to
to tell us
the
about his
other
10
part
medals.
of the console.
Good for him.
Bragging,
All right.
bragging rights there.
Thanks,
So
bud.
I'll put this up here so we can see. Up
So
at
if we
top,
look
we're
at the
in tech
top of
demo
the screen,
section.
you guys,
So
it
we
says
did this
18
one.
of
We
18.
got our medal for it here.
So right now you're exploring.
Does that
the
mean
left
how many
Joy-Con
signs
too.
in this area A
Yeah,
that
all
he's
of
on?
this is on the left Joy-Con too. Let's go down
You know, the
here
signs that
and
say
talk
how
to this
Rumble
person who
works,
wants to
where
tell
the
us
magnets
about
are. Where the
HD
buttons
Rumble
are.
Cube. So this is
Does that
a
mean he's
mini
just,
game.
like,
So we
read
just
all
saw
the
tech demo
signs?
before. This one's an actual mini game.
And then he did get the gold medal.
And we're gonna
So
try to use the HD Rumble 2
I think there's
function
kind of like 2 different kinds of
find a
missions.
single
There's the
point
one where
on the
you
screen.
test the game out.
So let's see. So
which was the
this one
maraca
also
one.
uses the mouse control, so I'm just gonna
And then
put
there's
the
one where you
Joy-Con
have
2
to read all the
controller
signs.
flat down on the surface. And
Because it
I
said
can
18
click
of 18. I didn't count how
to
many
get
signs there
started.
were,
So we see the
but
orange dot in the middle there.
yeah.
And
Find
my
where the
job
rumble
here
is the
to
strongest.
move this orange dot along a single line here. And as I got close to the hidden point here, I'm going to start feeling the vibration in the controller. So I'm starting to get it over here on this side. I've
So
got
he's
nothing,
using
nothing
mouse
over there.
controls for this one.
I'm going to move it this way. It's starting to get a little bit stronger. It's kind of like
He has to
pulsing,
find
kind of like a
where
dun,
it's
dun,
rumbling
dun,
the
dun, dun,
biggest.
and as I get closer, the speed doesn't change. It's just the intensity of the rumble. So
So you're trying to find the point where you feel the strongest rumble.
yeah, so I think it's starting to fade off on this side. It gets pretty strong right in here, and then it's starting to fade off a little bit on this side. I'm gonna go right here.
Oh,
All right, that's okay.
Not
That's
bad.
62 is not bad. Not good enough for a medal though.
Okay,
You
so
could see those measurement markers on the top and bottom of the screen, and
He had
and
the
that
chance
gives
to
you an
get 2
indication of
medals for
just
this one?
How close and how precise you can get with this.
it's almost like trying to find the right radio signal.
Right.
And I should say too, it's not like it's like a gradient. Like I can't really distinguish like, oh yeah, this is level 1 vibration, this is level 2. It's like very gradual. And I'm feeling like right in here, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna say right here on this little intersection. Right here. Ooh,
Ooh,
nice.
that's
Ooh.
very close hole.
Okay.
Nicely.
I don't know why I was so impressed with
Very
that.
good.
Very
All right.
good.
All right, so let's go
Score
ahead and
is
back up
7. He
here.
got 2 medals.
Just one
It says 50
example
and
of
20 though.
a mini game.
One
I don't know
thing
what the
didn't
50
think
and
about
20
until
is.
A lot later
Yeah.
is that A lot of people are familiar.
Okay,
with
so
using
he
a
also
mouse on a
just
computer,
pulled
right?
up a menu
But
that
you
had
don't
the
have
list
the
of,
bubble
I guess,
with your mouse on a
levels.
computer.
That's true, yeah.
Part 2 is
Like,
now
the-
open to the public.
sensation of using a mouse with
What?
rumble in
Okay.
it is very different
Odd.
than using just a traditional computer mouse.
Yeah, it kind of opens up a whole new like type of input that you can use when you're
So
using
I
mouse
did see
control.
that
Right.
menu.
Yeah.
It had a
So we
list
see here we've,
of games,
opened
I
up
guess.
another level of difficulty for this minigame.
And he had
but
the
we need
2
8
medals for
to
that one.
access it. And we can see in the upper left-hand corner, we only have 3.
So I guess there are
we can't go to
levels
that one right now.
in here.
but-
The experience definitely encourages
And
you to keep exploring and then come back. And
it
see
is
what's
somewhat
open up.
like
Yeah.
an
But you can see
actual
by the medal
game.
counts that there's a lot to explore.
You
here.
have the levels, of course, and then you have
So
the
here's another
checklist. Make sure
minigame that
you have all the
focuses on mouse
collectibles,
controls.
right?
We're
All the
gonna hop in
medals.
here,
Um,
and this one is all about
so
dodging the spike balls.
I
I'm
could
gonna
see
take the left one off because
that.
pretty intense here.
if this game
All right, so let's
costs
start.
more
This
than
one starts off
$5,
in survival mode.
I'm
So
gonna
I'm
be
basically
upset.
just trying to dodge the spike balls for as long as I
So
can.
far, I do think
And
it
again, mouse
is.
control, so I just set the
It makes
click on choose
sense
controller
for it to be
down
paid,
on the
in
table
my mind,
and hop in. So I got my
because
little
a game with
spaceship here,
levels.
and I'm just flying this
Oh my
spaceship
god.
around with my
Sorry, I'm
mouse
getting
controls,
distracted
and I just gotta stay out of the
because
way.
I'm getting some texts.
Easy, right?
Anyways, a game with actual
see.
levels where you could do like a lot of mini games. This reminds me of Wario, I guess.
So the
WarioWare,
longer
you just do a lot of mini
survive, the
games.
more intense it seems to be getting. But also,
So right now he's using
they-
mouse
they
controls to
don't let
dodge
you get too
spike
comfortable
balls.
Oh.
He died.
All right.
Good
They don't
job.
let you get too
And
comfortable
and then
in
there
one
are
place. If you
Yeah.
stay in the same place for too
goals
long,
in the
spike
levels.
balls will start
So
hunting you down.
Yeah,
the
it's
mini
almost
game
like they're
aspect is
magnetized
kind of like
towards you
WarioWare,
and they just wanna
and
hit you.
the level
That's the
aspect
deal,
is
so
like
I'm
Kirby
glad
and the
they
Forgotten
justified
Land,
my feelings by
right?
pointing that
Because
out.
that game had levels, and it had the certain number of missions that you had to do to complete
She got
to
this.
fully 100% complete that level.
You've already used your previous time.
So
All right, we got
since
three
it's gonna be
more.
like this,
Yeah.
Green ones.
So
I
the
do
longer
think
that you survive, the
Right.
more obstacles
It
get added,
is-
so the challenge keeps
Get out
going.
of here. Get out.
I do think it's okay for it to be a paid
I
game.
mean, it is really responsive.
I think it's okay for it to be a paid game, but since it still is a tutorial, it is just a tutorial game
Serpentine.
for the Switch 2,
Alright. Oh,
just so you can learn about it. I do think it should not be more than $5. Like, no more than $5. Less than $5, yay. But no more than $5. Alright? It looks like he got all 3 medals. So,
Alright.
some levels
Alright,
have
well,
1
that's,
medal,
yeah, that's a
some have
little
2, some have
taste of it
3.
here. So then,
I wonder if they go
let's
more
take
than
a look.
that.
So we got those 3 medals. So now we have 5 medals total.
Okay, so all these little
6? Oh, okay.
zones, like this purple one, that blue one, those are the different kinds of medal, or not medals, levels, I guess.
Alright, let's go.
Keeps hunting you down.
know.
just
Oh, there's
by
another one
how
right
many
next to
medals
it.
he has.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so we have enough medals now to.
Now, I
access
haven't
the
really
next
been
level of
listening
difficulty
to
that
the
unlocks
actual
with
people
2
talking.
medals.
So,
So it's the same concept. I'm gonna be flying my little UFO.
I don't know if they
around.
mentioned it before, but I want to know
Instead
how
of
many
survival
levels
this
are in the
time,
game.
The objective is
I-
to pick up as many stars
I want to
as
know
can.
how many levels. He's only on
Um,
on area A. I
let's
hope he'll
jump
go
in
to the other
here.
areas, because
So we can see
this
over
was the
here,
area that was shown in the
for
trailer.
1 medal, we've grown from
And I
20.
wanna see more
For 2
places.
medals, we gotta get 40. So let's see what we can do.
dodge
Good
the
luck.
spike balls
Thank you.
too. Okay, so it's the same kind, but I guess
Believe
it's
in you.
harder.
just got
You
warmed
gotta
up in
collect
the last
stars. Okay.
You gotta get these first ones.
Dodge
Those
the
low-hanging
balls,
fruit
collect the
here.
stars. So I
And
guess the
eventually
missions will be
you
like
gotta,
collect
risk-
20 stars or
risk it a
collect
little bit
50
to pick up
stars.
Some of these other ones.
Yeah, sometimes these stars will appear.
This game actually looks
on top of
kind
the
of
spike ball.
difficult,
It's
honestly.
pretty precise. You can
Just
get
this
just
specific
into the
minigame.
corner of it and
Not
collect
the whole
stars
game
while
as a-
hitting
as a
spike
whole.
balls.
It's a
But
little bit
this
of
specific
strategy,
minigame.
too. Sometimes it's
Just
not
because look
worth
at all the
it,
spike
just go
balls.
for
Even
the
I can't
kill.
dodge them that fast.
Okay.
And I'm usually good at dodging things
But
like
the
this.
longer you stick around, the progressively more difficult
He's
it
killing
gets.
it.
Oh.
Wow.
That got hard.
Oh, even if you die though,
Alright.
you still get it. I guess maybe it doesn't
well, I can
end.
sit here
I didn't pay
playing
attention
this all
last time.
day, and I have
That
before,
the
but,
that the spike balls are going. I guess you just have to get to the points. It doesn't even matter if you die.
Higher and higher score.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
for this one, you were using just one mouse.
Yeah.
But later, these mini games get progressively more difficult.
Oh, so there is
And later
another
they
one as
introduce
well.
Using two
I
at the
guess
same
each of
time,
these
and
has
that
probably
broke my
4
brain when I
sides to
had
it,
for the first time.
with
'Cause,
each a different
you're
minigame.
used to using a computer mouse, right, with your dominant
Okay.
hand.
I want you to go
When
to
you
the
have
next
to do two
area.
at the same time, there's something happens.
It's
Oh,
a
it looks
test of
like it
eye-hand
is also you have to
coordination at
unlock it.
maximum.
So
We
you have
did
to get more
unlock
medals to
another
unlock
level
it.
of difficulty there, but we need 29
Okay.
medals for that one. We're not even close.
So
let's
I
go
do
ahead and
feel-
come over here, and we're gonna make our way to area B.
I do
And
feel
this person's gonna check to
more
make sure that we've got all our
kinda like a
stamps.
Mario,
We get the stamps from
kind of game.
finding
You have to unlock the other
hidden,
areas.
Signboards.
Right, and I should
Kind of that
mention
style?
we're coming into this segment with some
Ooh.
pre-existing save data, where a lot of that
Okay.
stuff had already been collected.
This
a
is
lot
the
of those things had
console
already been
area.
collected. When you experience the game for yourself, you'll need to do all that on your own.
Correct.
So but then we're starting fresh here. So all the signboards.
Okay, so
are
there's a
hidden. We gotta
soccer
go looking
game.
for 'em. So we can find maybe something down here. We can see the air intake on the lower left over here. Get my
So at the
stamp here.
top,
There's a nice
area
little
B,
satisfying
he has
vibration with
Yeah.
that
0 of
effect there.
16. He read that sign and now it's 1 of 16.
Ah,
So
it's a
I
little
was
personal ice
correct.
skating ring.
The small number at the very top
Let's make our way over
is how many
here,
signs
it
there
says
are. So that's
here.
kind of
So
like
if
an
you wanna take a
accomplishment.
peek,
Or an achievement. I keep saying
you wanna take a look
accomplishments.
at the map.
Achievements are what they're actually called. So reading
Open
all
this
the
up and try and
signs
get
is,
an
I guess,
overview. So on the
an
map
achievement
menu, on the
style
left side, we've got
thing.
all the stamps. So over here we can see all the ones that are unlocked on the left Joy-Con 2 controller where we were.
And you can get
Okay,
a little
he's
bit of an
showing us
idea
the
of just
menu.
how much there is to do
The
here.
pop-up menu.
Right.
Okay, I
Tech
love
demos,
that.
This is the one we saw. We got a couple on this
Console
map,
areas?
You can see in this area. The mini games that we
Okay.
saw with the
Mini
dodging
games.
spike balls and everything. And then over here, these are the insights. So that's the signboards where we learned about the HD.
Oh, and it
resolution.
lists the
And then this
signs.
is the
Okay,
map
that's
of
actually
the
really
each
cool.
area. So the left Joy-Con 2,
Okay,
and then this is the main console
okay.
area right here.
How
There's
much
a
more of this
huge
episode do we
checklist
have?
of items
Okay.
to go and explore, but also for those that are completionists. like
I
myself,
actually
I'm definitely gonna go through, try to get.
am
all
going
those checked
going
out.
to say
This is new for Nintendo Switch too.
that
Yeah, the
after watching
microphone.
this,
built-in microphone
it
right here,
has
and
definitely
some,
changed my
like
mind
noise canceling
on this
features here.
game.
And so
It's definitely changed my mind. I went into this video thinking that it would not be worth it to get this game for the $5 if it's a tutorial. You know, like I
And then
watched it
one
on the
other nice
direct.
feature of the hardware
and I'm
here
just
is
like, that
this
should not be
USB
paid.
port,
Not one
USB
bit.
Type-C connector
Why is it
on the top of the
a
system so you can
welcome
use that to charge,
to a console?
the system
And they
when
said
you're
it's gonna be
playing
paid.
tabletop mode,
The fact that they didn't say the price
or
made
you can
everyone
connect
even
other
more
accessories and
crazy.
stuff. So it's nice to have
Because
that
if they
second
only
port on
told
the
us
top
the
of system.
price in that
Now
direct
let's make our
for
way
this game,
over here to this
I probably
section.
wouldn't
Take
be
another look.
like
This is a fun
so
one
upset
because we
about
talked
it.
about how this system is
Um,
capable of outputting
but
4K
it's definitely changed my
resolution,
mind
images.
on it.
And this is a fun tech demo for kind of showing, like maybe thinking about what that means in a different way. It's like a novel way of showcasing
I thought that,
what
you
4K
know,
is. 'Cause
it
look at
should not be
like a,
paid.
beautiful
But
resolution image and it looks nice.
after
Yeah.
watching this,
But what if you took something
I think
really
I
familiar
would
for
be
a lot of
willing
us,
to
like
pay $5 for it.
World 1-1 from the Super Mario Bros.
$5,
game.
maybe 10. If
For
it goes
NES,
above
and what if you
10, then
mapped
that's
that entire level
way too much for this game.
onto a 4K screen, pixel for pixel. Like,
Super
yeah,
Mario
full thing
Bros.
on.
4K
What
demo.
would that look like?
I should mention we are streaming this in 4K,
Huh.
so if you
They even have
yeah, please watch this on a 4K.
some
display.
Mario
There are a
games
lot
in
of
there?
Small details that you
Okay.
won't be able to appreciate without watching on a 4K display. And as this particular
Experience the vastness of 4K.
specifically centers on the 4K
1-1.
output of Nintendo Switch
They have
2,
Super Mario Bros.
to
1-1
enjoy this experience, you
level
will need
in this
to
game
have
as
a
well.
4K display in order to play this.
That being said, there's still a lot of experiences that you can play without a 4K,
Most
but
all of the experiences, yeah, you can play without a 4K display. Okay, so here we are.
What's
so
happening?
tiny.
I honestly have trouble seeing this.
Oh my god, he's just
So, yeah,
making
so
the screen bigger?
The pixel resolution of the
Wait, is
of
he
the
moving
original
in the
NES
little
system
tiny
was
screen?
256 pixels wide
What the heck?
on the display.
It's so small.
What would that look like if you mapped the original art that was drawn for Super Mario Brothers to a 4K
It's so small.
display without scaling it? And 4K resolution is 3,000
And he's actually playing that?
pixels wide.
Enter
So you
a
can
pipe and
see
clear the
as
stage.
Dutch
Enter the stage as
progressing
Fire
through the
Mario.
stage,
Fully
it's,
explore and
play
clear the
field is
stage.
widening
And
there,
clear the
and you can
stage. Okay.
fit, you know, the entirety sorry, not Super. Yes, Mario Super Mario.
So it's
Brothers,
showing you how many
World
pixels.
1 on one screen.
I'm like
Yeah.
squinting right now.
Huh. The fact that they have
It is
included a
both
Mario
impressive to
level
see
in
this
there
entire level mapped out on the
makes it
screen,
even
but
better,
also impressive to
honestly,
see
because you know
Dutch
everyone loves
able to
Mario,
complete it.
Well, don't jinx me.
and it is a
Try not
Nintendo
to.
Switch.
It is
You
remarkable.
can't not have
It's
Mario in
It is
there.
remarkably small, but this just goes to show how many pixels 4K represents.
Yeah, we've come a long way
Sure.
since the NES.
Yeah.
So you can see the entire level fits on a single screen at 4K. All right, so we
Nice
got our
one.
checklist. We didn't finish all the things on our checklist, but that's okay. We didn't get our medal. I'm just gonna have to live with that.
That's for the
now.
folks at home to experience it once they get a chance to.
Okay.
All right, so let's see what else. What else do we want to take a look at here? Maybe.
Oh my god, he's like
This is-
ice
this is another
skating.
fun
It
experience
seriously
here. That's
feels
that's
like
a
he's
frame
ice
rate
skating
in game.
across the
Yeah,
the
you can
console.
see the-
Yeah, you can see the ball changing its frame rate.
All right, but we have some homework to do. Some. All
right, so they showed us
So let's go ahead.
Area A and Area
Make
B.
our way back to the quiz. Teresa did kind of half promise us a quiz at the end.
I want
so.
that quiz.
Oh, now they're gonna
We're
now
come
they're
back
gonna
here
do the
to
quiz.
our
Okay,
original
let's see what kind of
kiosk
quiz this is.
And talk to this person,
It's probably all about Rumble, right?
and they're going to give us a quiz.
It says,
about the
take a
insights that we saw
quiz
earlier
about
the
Rumble.
HD Rumble 2 function.
Okay, you guys take this quiz too. Question number
All right,
one.
question
What
number
part of the
one.
console is shown in
Which
the
part of
image?
console
The
is shown
HD
in the
Rumble 2.
image? So we saw earlier, it is not HD Rumble. It is HD Rumble 2.
That's right, because HD Rumble was part of the Nintendo
Question number two.
Switch, but since
How
we're
does the
talking
weight
about the
used for
Nintendo
HD
Switch
Rumble 2
2,
feature
it was
move?
HD Rumble
It
2.
shakes
How
from
does
side
the
to side.
weight used for the HD Rumble 2 feature
I paid
move? It
attention
spins
in
around, shakes from side to
the
side.
the many
Shakes up and
parts
down,
when I was
or
talking about it.
stretches and shrinks. We saw in the original, like the older hardware, it would spin around.
The older
on
one
an
spins
axis.
around.
Yeah, think about how the Rumble
In
on, like, a
circles.
Nintendo GameCube
This one shakes
controller,
side to
so
side.
That was the
Yeah.
more the spinning style.
But this one, we saw in this little animation here, it shakes from side to side on kind of like that coil, like a weight on a coil. Question the third.
Which of the following is true of the strength of the HD Rumble 2
It's always
feature?
Questions are
strong.
royalty. The third.
It's
It's
always weak.
always
or it can be either
strong.
strong or weak.
Well, if you remember from the experience that you did earlier, where you were kind of sweeping the frequency, it increased.
It
or
could be
decreased in
either strong or
intensity.
weak,
The
actually.
closer, the further away you got.
I
from
didn't read
point.
the
That's funny,
question
never occurred to
correctly.
me
I
to
think
do
it's
this with
both.
mouse controls, but- All right.
There you
It
go.
kind of depends
So
on
you
what game
gotta
you're
allow
playing.
for variation
What-
in
In
your
the
experience.
controllers, what are
Alright,
the
we
parts
do mouse
attached to?
controls. All right, in the
The
Joy-Con controllers, what are the
plastic
HD Rumble 2 parts
On the
attached to?
back.
The plastic on the front, number one.
Right?
The middle part, number two. Or the plastic on the back. Or they're not attached to anything.
They're just hovering in
They're just hovering
space.
loose in there.
The
yeah,
plastic
remember
on
we
the
said
back,
this is
I
number
think.
3. It's kind of on this little
Little waffly area down there.
waffle. I think that's the technical term. The
Yes,
waffle.
The waffle area.
And it's located there because that's the part that has the most contact with your hand where it's going to be held. So that's where you're going to feel it the most. So we're going to say 3, plastic on the back. Let's see how we did.
Hey,
we did it.
Yeah, I did it.
100%.
Nice work.
Yeah.
I got all of those right,
All
right?
right.
I forget what was the answer
And
for
so
the third
just to
question,
recap real
but
quick, we saw
right.
some insights here that are associated with the quiz. Those are spread all over the hardware. We saw a tech demo with the
okay. So
Morocco's
there's
of
little
how they did the
quizzes.
HD
They
Rumble
are
2
pretty
feature.
easy. The signs
We
were
saw
right
some
next to
mini
the
games,
booth,
the mouse
so
controls,
you don't
and
even
the
have to like
HD
go search
Rumble.
for them.
And
They were
there's a
pretty
lot more
easy.
content,
I think that is
all
gonna
over
be the
map
end of
here.
this
We
video.
saw This,
So thoughts
this map here, we can
about the
see all
game.
different spots of the
I
hardware
am
before.
actually really
So there's a
glad
lot
I
more
did
that we
this
didn't see.
reaction
You can
video
kinda
for you
see
guys,
the, you know,
so
the
we could take a
completion,
look at all of the stuff, look at that, the
percentage for each section. So
missions.
we're just scratching the surface
Um,
here.
Exactly, because
It has games, or like it has levels. Okay, so checklists. Checklists of what I wanted in a paid game. Levels.
Learn even more, as Sam mentioned. It's
Missions.
Like, you get to get those dev
You know, the
insights
ones
in
that
the
like
palm
give
of
you a
your
medal
hand,
if you
literally, so.
win.
And you might think
Um,
that you know everything there is to know about Nintendo
And
Switch 2
achievements.
because it
I
looks
would
so
definitely say the
familiar
achievement
to
part
Nintendo Switch,
is
but
just reading all the
even things
signs.
that existed on
Getting
Nintendo
that
Switch, like HD
5
Rumble,
of
have been
16
redesigned
up
for
until the
Nintendo
16
Switch 2, so
up
there's
to
a
the
lot of new
16 of
stuff to learn.
16.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say
Well,
that's an
thank you
achievement.
Again, guys, so much for
In
walking
my
us through,
in my
and
mind,
thanks everyone
I would
for
definitely say that's an
tuning in.
achievement. We're gonna pause the video there. So, yeah, I do think this game $5 to $10, no more than $10. I will be getting it in the future just because I want to check it out more and show you guys. So if you want to definitely see more of it, you could check it out around when the Switch 2 releases. Here on the channel, I will be doing a gameplay walkthrough of it. I don't know if I'll be getting myself into trouble by doing that, but yeah. Yeah. Um, Around when the Switch 2 releases, I'll be doing a gameplay walkthrough of it, so you guys could see if you want to get it yourself. Um, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope to see you guys soon when I will react to another Nintendo Treehouse Live. Bye!